everything.
That's right. That's right. If I wasn't to the point where uh, I gave everything to the Lord, I could never do this. The world would take care of me better than the Christian church has.
Yes.
And I hate to say it that way, but you know something, there's many people out there, and I really believe we're living in a time right now that God is saying enough is enough.
No, what do you mean by that? Enough
Well,
is
I
enough?
believe the games
I've
are
heard
over.
that.
The games are over.
Okay.
People are claiming to be Christian, and they speak a good word with their mouth, but their lives are not proving what they're saying.
Do you mean to say there are hypocrites in the church?
That's exactly what I'm saying. But you know,
But if they're hypocrites, aren't there? Isn't without a counterfeit, there would be no real.
that's true. And I believe, it's just like Jesus said that he gave the parable about the wheat that was sown, and it was good seed.
Good seed.
And somebody snuck in, the enemy came in and sowed tares amongst the wheat. And they said, well, do you want us to rip out the tares?
Okay.
And he said, no, don't do that, because in doing that, you might destroy some of the wheat.
Okay.
So God is allowing us to go and grow together, even though, you look at, Jesus knew that Judas was stealing from the till. He was not surprised. He knew exactly what Judas was in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this. I believe that there's a remnant in the church. And that goes for every denomination. I don't believe, I always joke about it, because after I became born again, I was brought up in the Pentecostal church. And I kind of laugh because, when you're in a church like that, you see the things that are not of God as well as the things that are of God. And I always joke around that there's a place in heaven for every denomination, even for the Pentecostals. But I don't want any letters. I'm sorry, I don't want any letters. And I consider myself. People. I had to bring my daughter to the hospital once, and they said, "Well, what religion are you?" And I said, "I'm a Christian." That's all I want put down. And I'm trying this day to be Christ-like in everything I do.
And that should say it all. Now, how have you responded in your ministry to those that maybe have not acted? They said they were Christians, but have not acted like Christians, or stabbed you in the back, or done unrighteous or unjust, unfair, manipulative things against you personally or against the ministry. How have you responded to that?
Well, I'm just going to give one of the stories. This gentleman emailed me, and he was very upset that I was using puppets to bring the gospel across on public television. Mm-hmm. And he had some choice things to say about it. He was not very nice about it and everything. But I'm just bringing this particular situation up because of the response that I had. And it turns out that he has a radio program over in Europe.
Okay.
And he is equivalent to Howard Stern.
Okay.
In his presentation on his program, and he's very, the language, seduction, and stuff like that. It's all part of his. I think he was a copying Howard Stern.
Okay.
But anyway, I got onto, because of he emailing me with such how dare you bring the gospel out in that way to innocent children and things like that.
Oh, okay.
And so anyway, I got a hold of his website, and I noticed that there was a guest book on the website. And if you know anything about guest books, you can put that in there, and they can't take it out. So I went into his guest book, and I gave the whole plan of salvation and how God saved me. And he personally called me up and begged me never to go on his website again, that he would never say anything about my ministry again. So, just bring, I didn't condemn him, but I just decided that the gospel will condemn him, not me.
You didn't take vengeance against him, but instead you showed him love.
Yes.
You showed him the character of Christ, and I think that is so imperative